What's up? It's your boy Big G the CO coming at you again with another one of my videos. I'm just gonna get right into it. It's been a touchy subject. What I'm about to talk about, it's been touchy subject throughout the hood, throughout jail, throughout rap, in the streets and everything. What I want to talk about is today, I want somebody to define to me what is a snitch, or what is determined being a snitch or snitching. Reason why I asked, I'm just gonna get right to it, because of my book, right? Corruption Officer, in which I detail the corrupt things that I did, me, myself, in my book. I don't name nobody in my book. Everything is I, me. This is what I did because I did this, because I did that. Me. A lot of people, listen, you ain't got to read my book. I want you to, so you can get a better understanding about things. But I've been called a snitch because people feel that I shouldn't be telling my story about the things that I did. I'm telling the things that I did for a reason, in hopes that the youth don't go to jail, and that anybody of any age don't go to jail, and that correction officers that's rocking like I'm rocking stop. Because you get a couple of COs like me rocking like I'm rocking, you're really not safe in the jail. You're not safe, period, but because you shouldn't be going to jail, period. But we know in our culture, in our day-to-day lives, any given Sunday, anything can happen. We end up behind them bars. So what I'm trying to say is, now, you have old gangsters that go to these magazines, hip-hop magazines, and tell their story. Back in the day, I saw 100 kilos. I had this block on smash. We shot this one got killed, blah, 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 blah. They're telling their story. I'm not trying to, listen, I really know I don't want you to consider me a snitch, but you're going to make your own determination, because everybody got their own meaning of what snitching is. Tekashi 6ix9ine is this new guy, young man, Gunner. People have their own, you talk to the police. Well, guess what? I was the police. My book is about the police and corruption. Now, the equation is dry snitching. People feel, you read my book, I'm giving up the game. They feel that I'm putting law enforcement onto something new. Correction officers have been going to jail for bringing drugs inside the jail before I even thought about getting that job. I'm just telling you what happened to me in hopes that you pay attention to it and you don't do anything to go to jail, because this is what correction officers do. You know what I'm saying? So now, my thing to correction officers, if you know you don't do what I'm doing, if it don't apply, let it fly. You understand what I'm saying? So I want the definition of being a snitch, because check it out. I'm from Harlem, so I know a lot of people know about the infamous drug dealer Alpo Martinis. I don't know the brother myself. Rest in peace. I don't know him or have any animosity about what he did, because it wasn't me. I wasn't there. It's not my family. But I can understand anybody family, anybody who had people that he dealt with, why they would feel the way they felt about him. Now, I'm just using his name because there's a bunch of guys who go to jail, do a long time, and then tell their stories about how they got there. Are they snitching? Now, this is what I'm hearing about snitch. If you are in that life out there ripping, running, robbing, stealing, doing all that, then you shouldn't be telling on your Codys, because you're doing that. Now, another thing about snitching is, if I'm a drug dealer on 1st Street and you're a drug dealer on 2nd Street, we're both drug dealers. I shouldn't be calling the cops on you for what you're doing on 2nd Street if we're both in the same gang. Now, they saying if you're in a gang, then you shouldn't be snitching. If you're a civilian person, that if you're sitting there playing basketball in the park, we don't see this 100 times. Somebody get in an argument over a basketball game and they shoot a family member of yours. You shouldn't snitch. You shouldn't snitch. You shouldn't tell that Joe Black that live in building such and such on the 10th floor did this to my brother, cousin, uncle, mother. Right? Now, let's say I'm a shooter, you a shooter. You know what I'm saying? I'll be out there laying people down. You be out there laying people down. You know what I'm saying? If I get caught for murder, I shouldn't be telling, oh, well, what about Charles over in Brooklyn that be doing whatever? So I want somebody to enlighten me on what snitching is. Is it different levels of snitching? Even dry snitching. And I'm gonna bring myself, because I'm not afraid to talk about myself. Even in dry snitching, it's like, okay, in my book, a lot of correction officers are mad because people going to interpret, Gary, if this is what you doing, if this is what you was doing, then they're going to think that this is what I'm doing. My thing is, you're an individual in your own light. Women can come out here and say, listen, all men are dogs. If a woman come out and say that, I'm going to look at it like, I don't know her. I never had no dealings with her. So I'm not going to take offense to what she's saying about all men, unless you look at me and say, listen, you, all men are dogs. Then I'm going to address it. Otherwise than that, maybe all the people that she done dealt with in her life are dogs. Who am I? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to get a better clearing, a better understanding of snitch and how it doesn't change. Before, you couldn't talk to police. When I was coming up, you couldn't talk to police. That's before I got out of the military and I became police. You know what I'm saying? So what about the people from the hood that become police to get a job, to better themselves, to do something for their family, that's not out there doing corrupt things like I did? Some people just hate police. And I get it. I get it because they got a bad stigma on it over their head, and a lot of them be doing a lot of butthole stuff. They do. So they earned that reputation. The way you see them act, the way you see them maneuver out in the street. But I just want to get a better understanding, because somebody in the comments let me know the definition of a snitch. Now, like I said, this is my definition of a snitch. If I know that me and you are on the block doing something illegal, robbing, stealing, selling drugs, and we get busted, the best thing for us to do is to keep our mouth shut. We both know that we were doing wrong. Now, I got another situation that I seen when I was a CO. I've seen people take the weight for something clearly that they didn't do. How are they perceived? In the street. If I was a betting man, because I've seen it, I've talked to people doing life. And if they could do it all over again, they'll have a statue of them right in front of the project like this, pointing right in front of the project, you. Because the trade-off, what integrity, what badge of honor do you have that says, listen, G was a real dude. He got that 25 to life and he holding it down, and we all in the street know who really did it. Now, I think the person that's the foul person is the person that knows that somebody taking that ride for me. Yeah, that's my man. He got a family that's going to miss him, just like my family would have missed me if I stepped up and said, I'd do it. First of all, both of us knew the risk when we was doing what we was doing. But for you to know the person that really did it, and you not stepping up to say, nah, I'm not going to let you take that. I did that on my own, blah, 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 blah. I did that. But you want to sit there and be quiet and let them suffer. I don't care how tough you are, bro. I don't care how tough. You can knock out 30 dudes. There's 3,000 sitting there critiquing your technique about how you fight. Up next. You know what I'm saying? So the person that's doing the time, I guarantee you, if they've been in there a significant amount of time, they went through, I don't care if nobody take nothing from them. They get all the goodies, all commissary, all that stuff delivered to them. They just living like a king in there. If they're given the opportunity to get out, trust me, they're going to take it. Especially if you are not really doing nothing for them while they're in there. Guess what? You could be doing everything for them. You could be taking care of their moms, taking care of their girls, feeding the kids, not messing with their girls sexually and all that stuff, doing everything that a friend would be doing for somebody who's locked up, putting money in their books, making sure they're good, packages and all that. Guarantee you they're in there 10, 15 years. If somebody comes to them and says, listen, Tell us who really did it right now and show us proof, and we'll let you walk out that door. Would you blame them? Now, I'm not sitting here advocating for nobody to become a snitch, point the finger, but jail is real. Jail is real. I've seen fathers and men, take the charge for their woman. Take the charge for their kid. And the DA, prosecutors be knowing, but they just want a body. They want a conviction rate. So I've seen them say, yeah, I did it. I pulled the trigger. I'm the one that did that. And as long as they got a confession, it's a wrap. A lot of them don't even dig deeper. A lot of them be knowing he taking it for his son. But if he confessing, I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? But for your mans in them, to know that I did that crime and they came and caught you for it. And all I had to do was step up and say, nah, he didn't do it. I did it. They got my fingerprints, blah, blah, blah. This is what I did. So that he won't have to go to jail. That's the real dude that should be getting the props to me. But to each his own. Because I've seen people in there and they say, I'll do it again tomorrow. For the people I represent, my gang, my crew, my clique, my moms, I'll do it again tomorrow. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not going to be no snitch. But I'm telling you, I've been there. I've been in solitary confinement, 22-hour lockdown. 1 hour to use the phone, 1 hour to take a shower, 1 hour just to look up and see some air. I've been there. And you got cats doing that for years. Years. For not snitching. Now, either way, I do my best not to put myself in a position where I got to make those kind of decisions. You know what I'm saying? But as a man, you got to own up to, I just feel all men, all human beings, all adults, you need to own up to what it is that you did. I don't care if your man saying, nah, I got it. I'm going to take this, I'm going to ride this out, blah, blah, blah. I don't see a whole bunch of different situations. Like, I remember on The Wire, Obey or Weebay, he took all the charges for all the bodies because I'm already done anyway. So, yeah, I did that. I did that too. I've seen that. Real life. Double life plus 112 years. When somebody get double life plus 112 years, I'll be sitting here like, what was this judge thinking? Yo, he really going to outlive all those. And just in case he outlived 2 life sentences, we're going to put another 100 years in there just to test the water to see if he can do it again. Like, you got people with astronomical time like that. So I'm not advocating for nobody to snitch or not snitch. Like I said before, most people who really feel that I was snitching about anything is because of the perception. He's telling a game. Then that's going to stop the COs in there. Those are the ones who feel like I'm doing something wrong. If you read my book, don't name nobody's name. Nobody got in trouble. Nobody went to jail for reading my book. Actually, if the COs did read my book, a lot of them wouldn't be in jail now. Because their COs still going to jail right now to this day. Because they're hustling backwards. I thought I invented the wheel. I thought I couldn't get caught because I had a badge and everything. Fooled you. That's why I got the inmate and the officer, and I'm trying to tell you right now that that's not the way. But you're going to do what you want to do. And you're going to believe what you want to believe. I did this video because I want somebody to break it down what exactly is snitching. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a lot of wavy lines right now. If you're a civilian, you could tell. You could call the police. But if I'm over here and if I'm selling drugs over here in Brooklyn, and I go up to Harlem, and my boy get popped or something like that, I'm not supposed to say I saw the dude. I was standing there, blah 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 blah. I'm supposed to go back, get my gat, get my totally go back, this that, round it up, and then ruin some more lives. Make it make sense. I'm just putting this video out there because I don't want nobody to put themselves in a position to have to tell on somebody, give up some information or something like that to get out of going to jail. Because trust me, when you get up there and you're doing them football numbers, bro, A lot of people have a lot of regrets because guess what? 25 years from now, bro, you think the people who respect the fact that you take that time for them ain't even going to be around. The person that you probably taking the time for really probably opened his eyes, straightened out, moved to Arizona, working Piggly Wiggly or a stock boy at Home Depot, got his life together because that could be me up there fighting, stabbing, trying to get a soda, $10 chips, worried about somebody going to write me, come see me. To each his own, whatever badge of honor you choose to wear, you're a grown man, but going to jail is no badge of honor. So somebody please enlighten your boy, Big G. Tell him what a snitch is nowadays. I need to know. It's your boy, and I'm out.